weep, grana weep, niddybong, and welcome back to my channel. And today we get flipped the finger by little old cliffjumper. We also check in with Hasbro, who are getting into top gear at the moment with their legacy line. Then we check in with some mini dudes from DX who are going to give us some head. Then finally, Tidlewave is getting released, but ain't everybody happy about it. And if you're in the UK, you're not going to be able to get it everywhere. All this and much more in the next few minutes.
And now the news. Don't touch that dial.
So it's been a while, but it's time to talk again about Ramen Toy, because they are getting ready to release their second addition to Red Gullwing, to you and I better known as Matt Tracker's car and vehicle from M.A.S.K. Now, this is what the first wave looked like, with this absolutely gorgeous box that was so reminiscent of what the M.A.S.K toys look like, and then the car, and you put the stickers on the car, which is pretty cool. However, they got a bit of a cease and desist order from the companies. Now, I think of course it was Hasbro. Who else would not be sending this through? So Hasbro actually said, nope, sorry, can't use that one. So what you're going to get now is you are going to get a different box with the second wave of the Red Gullwing line. So it's definitely not as impressive as the first box. The first box is absolutely gorgeous and beautiful and everything that is right with the world. This one, I can appreciate. It definitely still has the M.A.S.K flavor, but it's just definitely not as bold as the other one. Also, what you can see with this one is you can see they've actually, I think they had to change the logo as well and actually call them Machina Labs and all kinds of things. So car still kind of looks the same, and of course it comes with those stickers that you apply yourself. But it is such a shame they had to change that box. You still get that really good looking Matt Tracker. Shame he doesn't actually have any painted eyes though. I guess that's still in keeping with the old one. What is pretty cool though is they are also working on a Batmobile, and not only are they working on a Batmobile, they're working on the best Batmobile. So this is the prototype for the proper real Batmobile, the one that we all love from the Tim Burton episodes. It says pay no attention to the particles on the canopy. Of course, hopefully it'll look a lot better than that when it comes through, but I think that's pretty damn cool as well. So Ramen Toy this year really getting in on a lot of different vehicles as well, because they're also doing Ghost Rider's car as well. So yeah, a few different things coming from Ramen Toy. One of the funniest things I saw this week came from the newest Transformers comics, and it was this. It was good old Cliffjumper, who has no guns whatsoever, giving everybody the finger. And I thought this was so funny, and if you're anywhere on Transformers social media, you have definitely seen this image. But our friends over at Funbie Studios have already worked their magic to come up with the ultimate accessory for your Cliffjumper. So you know what's going to come next. We are going to get a pretty cool looking Cliffjumper fingers that you can just put onto your Hasbro figure. I believe this will be for absolutely brilliant. In 2023, we did speak about the M.A.K series, and now you can get the full set of 6. The Yolopark AMZ miniseries is up and available to pre-order over on ShowZ if you want to pick that bad boy up. The newest dodgy place to get your Transformers is Teemu, and look at some of the things that they're advertising at the moment. You can get yourself a Temu Metroplex, a KO Sharkticon, and even a KO Mindwipe. Again, as always, I've not ordered anything from this site as yet. I do have a full video trying to cover a few things about them on my page though, so go check that out if you want to know a little bit more about them. But it's quite funny, and they actually reached out to me and asked if I wanted to review some products and stuff like that, because I'd spoken about them, and yeah, I didn't reply to the email because, yeah, dodgy stuff. Next up, LEK is going to be working on this absolute beauty Jetfire. Can't wait to see the finished product there. LEK, the best cell shader in the business. Keep up to with what he's doing on his Facebook and also on his YouTube. Jah Toys, the toy company that creates a lot of products that we can never ever buy. And now they've come up with an idea for a Cybertronian looking hound, which is like a trike type thing. Not a fan. The team over at KFC, yes, that's right, KFC, have showed off their images of the prototype version of Jinrai that is going to be coming from them. And so far the cab does look like Prime, really. Now we move over to the world of Planet X. And Planet X, as I always say, the most beautiful looking figures, right up my alley. But the one time I tried to get something, it didn't quite work. And in fact, it was this take on Grimlock that I tried to get, and it came with an arm that wasn't there. Well, certainly wasn't attached to the figure. But let's move on. This is their version of Sludge, and I think in the bot mode, I really do like the bot mode. But there is something here about the face on the alt mode that just looks a little bit derpy, you know? It looks a little bit like it's from some kind of DreamWorks animation or something like that. It looks too nice. Let's just say that. It looks a little bit too nice. I think it's too rounded for my liking. Let me know your thoughts on this one down in the comments. I would really like to start picking up more Planet X stuff, but I lost all faith in them. What can you do if the first time you pick up a figure it's just busted? I don't know. Pengu Toys are getting ready to release their new version of Optimus Prime, which does look pretty damn good. And they came with a bit of a bizarre size comparison, comparing it to a 2-litre bottle of Coke. Now they've kind of shared a better size comparison, showing how much bigger it is than even the MP figures that we have. And certainly in both modes here, we can see it is one of the biggest Primes that you can probably add to your collection. For me, I don't know if I need a Prime that big. I think I keep saying this in the videos. I'm tending to go to the smaller scale now rather than the larger scale. But for novelty value, it would be a novelty. I also kind of wonder if they're going to make any more figures at this size, because it would just be novelty unless they're going to make a few more figures at this point. And if their figures are going to be this big all the time, is it something that you want to start your collection all over again with things at this scale? Oh, so many questions. Speaking of big figures, TFC Poseidon has been around for a fair few years, and I have to say, until I put the whole thing together, I was very impressed with this set. But then when I put the whole thing together, less so, I have to say. I think the joints and the way it all holds together is a little bit sloppy, and he just doesn't quite hold all the poses that I'd want, and he's just not quite strong enough. However, having said that, there is a gorgeous new colorway coming for their version of Poseidon. This looks fantastic. This essentially is like a dark energon version of Poseidon, and if you watch this channel, you know I'm an absolute sucker for black and purple already, and this one really hits that sweet spot for me. If I didn't know that this was pretty trash when you put everything together, I would definitely pick this one up. The only one I am thinking of getting in this black and purple is probably 1000 Kills or Tentakill, because that's my favorite figure out of all of these. I think that's an absolutely beautiful looking figure with all those arms and stuff like that. It's one of my favorite figures actually in my whole collection. So I think that if I was going to get any, I'd probably get that bad boy, because he looks absolutely awesome in this black and purple. But I do believe that that's the only one that I would probably pick up. Let me know your thoughts on these ones down in the comments. Are you super excited for some dark energon Poseidons? Images have appeared online now for a Toon take on Trail Breakers. So out of all of the Hasbro stuff, this is actually one that I haven't picked up at all. Yeah, and a Toon colored one looks pretty damn nice in all sense, but the only thing that I find a little bit odd about now that the color has changed to this gray from the black, and we'll see the side-by-side image, is now he looks like Magic Square made him and not Hasbro. That's the first thing that comes to mind. When I look at him, I'm like, oh, that must be the Magic Square version. You know, when you're scrolling around online. That's what I first thought. It's like, oh, it's a Magic Square figure. It's not. It's just a recolor. Looks like Magic Square, though. And now we move on to Gears. Gears looking really good in the bot mode. The alt mode, though, there's something about the alt mode that puts me off a little bit. I think it's those gaps between the wheels. I think he's just riding a little high for me. I know he rides quite high in the cartoons, but for me, this one just, there's something about it. There's something that just makes it look a little high, but I am very, very impressed with the bot mode. Not often that we get a cool looking gears. This one looks very, very good. One of the best gears that we've had in ages. And this week we also finally got to see a few more images of Tidlewave, and it's now up for pre-order in a few different places. And all in all, yeah, if you're into your big figures, this one does look pretty good. And it comes with a few more different modes, and this one definitely looks like it was based around Fort Max. It's like a purple Fort Max. So if you want a dark energy on Fort Max, you could use this mode to turn him into dark energy on Fort Max. So he is a bit of a parts former, and also way more expensive than the other kind of Titans that we've had recently. Box art also looks good, but as I said at the beginning, not everybody is happy about this, and in fact the release got a little bit spoiled by Kapow in the UK, who put out a statement before everything came online, and this is the statement that they put out. So Kapow said, Transformers Legacy Titan Tidlewave is due to go live on pre-order tonight. Here is why you should vote with your wallet and not pre-order it. Bear in mind, this is the site in the UK that you would usually go to pre-order these. For me, there's only really two sites for Hasbro that I would usually go to. It's Kapow and In Demand. And In Demand right here is saying, don't pre-order this. Essentially doing themselves out of money. But why? Why are they redoing themselves out of money here? What they go on to say is, over the last 3 years, Hasbro has done everything they can do to steer people to their direct sales channels and away from established independent retailers. In trying to do this, they have managed to flood the market with products that people don't want, or just don't want in the quantity that they think they do, ignoring all the advice and feedback from fans and stores alike. I think we can all agree Hasbro don't care, don't listen, and it's a little bit sad, I have to say, when they don't listen to the stores that they sell to. So they listen to, you would expect them kind of not to listen to fans, right? Because they always know there's someone out there that will buy this stuff. But when they're not listening to the feedback from the stores, that's really, really sad to hear. They then go on to say Transformers Titan class figures have increased slowly in price, with Tidlewave coming in at a suggested recommended retail price of $224.99 in the UK. That is crazy money for what is essentially a parts former. Then again, they go on to say Transformers Hasbro want you to pre-order this item in abundance because you are fans, and in their eyes fairly gullible, because their last few releases, Black Zarak, Cybertron Metroplex, Decepticon Nemesis and the Ark, have all appeared at half price in less than 6 months of their initial release, with Black Zarak being as low as $69.99 at another place in the UK called The Entertainer. So yeah, we know the turnaround on some of these. We've seen it before, that we buy these at the super crazy prices, and then because they don't sell, people end up selling them off super cheaper further down the line. Kapow then go on to say, vote with your wallets. Don't give Hasbro the satisfaction to continually prey on you and your support for intellectual properties that you love. We won't be pre-selling Tidlewave. If it's available at clearance, which is highly likely, then we will carry it and bring it to you guys at a reasonable price, while saving on the pain of finding it on Pulse over the next few months. They then go on to say Hasbro thought this is so funny. Hasbro thought we were going to be able to pre-sell 200 units of Tidlewave to you guys And this is even though they communicated the last 2 releases were horrendously overpriced with little to no interest outside of completionist collectors. Kapow then wrap up the statement with, "It's fair for a company like Hasbro to want your money. What isn't fair is the casual, continual abuse of the fans' goodwill." That continual abuse of the fans' goodwill, I think we can all feel that fatigue, certainly from this line, and we also see the price increases in line with profit margins going up. Red line goes up, right? They are accountable to their shareholders, I get that, but all we ever see is an up and an up and an up from the fans, and I think it's quite refreshing to see somebody come out, especially somebody like Kapow over in the UK, who are a big retailer, to come out and say, guess what? No more. Will Hasbro listen? Probably not. Let me know your thoughts on this one down in the comments. So that is everything from me on this Transformers Friday. Thank you all so much for checking out my content. Let me know your thoughts on everything down in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video. Alright team, in a bit. Peace.